Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice.
And now, Radio K-Man presents The Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, K-Man, and welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. Happy Thursday or Friday Eve. It's a very busy weekend ahead of us. We have the Reconnect Conference and the Simpa Conference happening tomorrow. We have the Simpa Gala on Saturday. We have the Disney play, Aladdin Jr., which we're just about to highlight. And on Sunday, there's a turtle walk put on by the Cayman Islands Turtle Farm. And tomorrow, I can't forget tomorrow because tomorrow actually marks a very special day for Radio Cayman. We are celebrating our 50th year to the day of broadcasting in these beautiful Cayman Islands. Be sure to tune in all day. I'm talking from For the Record throughout the end of the day for very special programming and amazing giveaways. You've got to be tuning in to win, so check out tomorrow for sure. I've got an almost full show today on The Buzz. So kicking off, as I said, we're going to be talking about the Disney play Aladdin Jr. and then a mind-body connection talk just after the 8 a.m. news and some open line at 9 a.m. where I am going to touch on the gas subject, as I promised Mr. Arden McLean that I would go in on my next open line. So Mr. McLean, if you are listening this morning, good morning, and I got you at 9. So let me welcome my very first guests. We are here to talk about the Disney play Aladdin Jr. I'm welcoming music director at the Sir John A. Cumber Primary School, Miss Rebecca Jefferson. And we have Miabella Manderson, Ariana Christian, and Bria Marie Cuff. Those last three names that I gave are student actors. So good morning to my guests. How are you all doing today?
Good morning. We're doing good. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Now, it's kind of hilarious because as soon as I sat down, Miss Bria said to me, "This is my first time on The Buzz." And I was like, "Really? Were you on any other talk shows?" And then she said no. So now I feel honored that it's your first time on Radio Cayman with me. So I think, well, all of you, I think it's your first time. But I thought Bria had maybe a little bit more experience there for a second. I'm like, hold on, you're on the other shows. You're making your way, which is great. Mm-hmm. So we are here to talk about Disney's Aladdin Jr. And Miss Rebecca, for listeners who may not be familiar, give us a quick snapshot. What is Disney's Aladdin Jr. all about? How did your school decide that you're going to put on this play?
Wow. Well, last year we did The Little Mermaid Jr. And to be honest, growing up, these were my favorites growing up. Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast. Mm-hmm. I had my video cassette going all the time with these musicals. And Disney did such a wonderful job of, always teaching a beautiful lesson about what's inside, And so I was just really excited. My principal, Miss Giovanna Wright, she is such an advocate for the arts. And she was so excited when we did Little Mermaid. She's like, "What's next?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Aladdin." So we're really excited. The search was on to find an Aladdin. That was going to be the hard part because, it's a big role. And so we did a casting call in September. Who is Aladdin? We went out to girls and boys, and Miabella, who's sitting next to me, she took the role. And it was amazing to watch this child just envelop the character of Aladdin and to see all the other characters coming together. It's magical. What we do in West Bay, it's incredible. These children are oozing with potential. It's so intoxicating. It's wonderful.
That's awesome. I love it. I remember those days.
Yeah.
So the school plays were a really big deal. And it was, for me, I loved being a part of it. So.
Yeah, it's a big part of our community too. They're excited.
For our student actors, now I know I introduced you, I gave your name, but if you could introduce yourself, tell us the role that you're playing in this play, and if you can use one word to describe your character that you're playing. I know that was 3 questions in one. Okay. So Miss Bria, we'll start with you.
So my name is Bria Marie Cuff, and I play the role of the genie. I
One word that would describe my genie role would be energetic. He's a very energetic person, and he has so much energy inside of him. It's like it will never stop.
Oh, awesome. It's like my cat in the middle of the night. All right. Miabella.
Hi, my name is Miabella Reese Manderson, and I play the role of Aladdin. And one word that I would use to describe Aladdin is hopeful, because he has hope in a lot of things, and he really loves all his friends, and he hopes that one day he'll find his true love, and at the end he thankfully did.
Oh, that's a wish hopefully we all get. And a dream that comes true for all of us. Yes. All right, and Miss Ariana.
Hello, my name is Ariana Chloe Balo Christian, and one word that I'll describe myself as Jasmine, I think it would be like powerful, because like she just gives power, and she's a princess who like wants to find her true love, but her father forces her to marry a man that she does not suit her. And so I think powerful is a good word.
Oh, that's awesome. I love those words. So powerful, hopeful, and energetic. That's how you would describe your character. Those are some great words right there. Now, this is a Disney production,
It
right?
sure is.
So I understand that there's some, I guess you have to get some performing rights or rights from Disney to be able to
Yeah,
put
it's
this
the
on.
whole thing.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about that process? We have to give them a little bit of love.
It's a process. We've had to, apply for our Disney license and all the things, and we have a lot of stipulations, but we're excited. The one thing with Disney, when I think of Disney, I think of just excellence, and that's why we're excited to do a Disney production. It's amazing.
It's a story that so many of us are familiar with. And I love how it, like Aladdin, has spanned generations, for sure, several generations here, because I know what the generation I'm in and the generation these young children are in. But we all know this story, and it touches us through all of our generations, right? So I like that sense of we as the adults here know what it's like, but these kids have their own perception
That's right.
of Aladdin. And just to be able to recreate it, I think is a really nice thing, because then you see as an adult how they're taking on this production.
That's right. And their perspective is so important for me. Our students have been a very big part of the creative process. We're constantly, like, we'll come to a scene, I'll be like, okay, what do you guys think? What do we do here? And they brainstorm, and they're so used to it. And we take ideas and we stick a pin in that idea, and we try different things and we experiment. And when it all comes together, it's such a team effort, such a collaborative effort. It's, we just celebrate, because we're like, we just did this. And so the kids know how important they are to the creative process. And as an adult, I've had to really be humble and understand, listen, their minds are so fresh. They're so creative. There's so much imagination, which makes things just magical on the stage. So they've been a big part of the creative process.
Yes, I love it.
Our cast, yes. We have about 35 students in the cast, actually.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, we have understudies, we have mains, we have chorus, all the things. And our main sound guy is Micah Evans. He's a year 6 student.
Oh, wow.
He's trained.
He's the
and
sound
he's ready.
guy.
Oh, yes.
I love this.
Oh, yes.
Girls, could you describe what the rehearsals are like for you?
So the rehearsals, they're really good. Miss Rebecca Jefferson has done really well to put us all in order and help us with everything, to iron out the different things we need to iron out, and just helped us with the whole cast and helped this production to be really good.
Okay. Ladies, do you have anything else to say about rehearsals? What's it like for you?
I would like to say that rehearsals are fun, and they really help us to understand where we should go, where we should move, and Miss Rebecca Jefferson has helped us a lot with that. She helped us fix all the mistakes. She tells us all the movements and puts us in order, and I think she's really helpful with this, and I just want to thank her very much for doing this for us.
Aw, that's lovely. Well, you need a leader. You need somebody to put it together, right? What about you, Ariana?
So rehearsals is doing great. Not only Miss Jefferson is helping out, but Miss
Christine Edwards,
Christine Edwards,
Miss Julia Meyerhoff,
and Miss
Sharina Lloyd. We have a lot of
Miss Daria.
in our
Zaria Robinson.
yes, our choreographer.
She did such a splendid job on the dance moves and all
Okay,
the
awesome.
choreography.
Well, the big focal point when you think of Aladdin, what is like the song you think of?
Oh, don't ask me. I can't remember yesterday, so if I have to remember Disney songs,
Okay.
it's not going to happen.
Well, most people will sing the Genie song, Friend Like Me. So for me, that was a very important song. Like we really wanted that to come alive and to be really dynamic. And I reached out to our choreographer, Zaria Robinson. I was telling her our vision, and she's like, all right, no problem. And to see what she has put together, it is incredible. And to see how the kids just show up and show out for her as well, it's incredible what she's done.
it can be really hard to coordinate
Yes.
a bunch of people to dance
Yeah.
that aren't in a dance training and dance school at all.
And yes.
Hard enough to coordinate them.
So we're doing a good job. It's coming together. We have a team, and we're working really hard together to make a wonderful production. If we just want to invite the public, right now, Saturday night is sold out. I just got the news yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Saturday night is sold out. So we still have tickets for our matinee, 3:00 on Sunday, the 19th of April. But we want people to come out. We want everyone to kind of leave their cares behind and let us take you to Agrabah, to be amongst the citizens, to see the underdog, Aladdin fighting for his freedom, his life, to see Jasmine wanting freedom from her life as a princess and wanting to kind of find her own way. It's really important that you come and take a load off, enjoy yourself. Our PTA have snacks as well. We're going to have an intermission. And I do want to give a big shout out to our PTA. I've been working at the school since 2004. And some administrations in PTA, you do have some that are more enthusiastic about the arts than others. This PTA is incredible. They're like, what do you need? We're going to figure it out. We're here for you. We're so excited. And so I just want to give a shout out to our president, Greg Ebanks, and the rest of the PTA executive committee. They're making this happen. We're so grateful. This is so exciting.
That's good. It's good to know that you have the support there.
We do.
Yes. Now, as a music director, what has been the biggest challenge in preparing students for a production like this, and the most rewarding part of it?
Oh, it's challenging, the whole thing. When you're starting at the beginning, like when you're starting from scratch, and we don't know songs yet, we don't know lines, and you're wondering, because it does evolve. We do a casting call, we do auditions, all the things. We choose a cast. We've had people that get too tired. They're like, I can't do this. It's too much, because it's a lot. We rehearse on weekends. We rehearse 3-4 hours after school. It's a lot. So I think the most challenging thing is building it, when you first start building it. But where we are now, when you're starting to see it all come together, it's like, okay, now we can have fun. We don't have to really think about our lines, and they get to experiment with their characters and just keep evolving in their character. This is the fun part. This is where, like, oh, here's the hard work. This is it paying off right now. Yeah.
And the most rewarding?
Very. I almost feel like the students are my friends. Like, they're so open. They're so honest. I try to be a very open, honest person, and I just love the way they are just very transparent and kind. We have a lot of kind students in our school.
Awesome.
And I really enjoy just being with them. We've had to hang out a lot. There's been challenging moments, and there's been triumphs, and we've just been doing this together. We're working as a team.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do hang out a lot.
We do hang out
You're
a
putting on a
lot.
production like this. It's a lot of time together. You become like family. So
We do.
We got to take a quick commercial break right now, but when we come back, I'm going to ask our young actors the same thing. What's been the most challenging part of this, and what's been the best part of it? Okay, so I'm going to ask you to answer that after the commercial break.
Attention all farmers, importers, exporters, and valued customers. The Department of Agriculture made an important upgrade to better serve you. Effective immediately, their main reception will be accepting card payments only for key services such as rabies vaccinations, import and export permits, farmers' ID cards, animal adoptions, and processing. No cash payments will be accepted for these services at reception. This change will provide a more efficient service for everyone. So, remember to bring your debit or credit card when visiting the Department of Agriculture. For more information, call 947-3090.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Are you ready to be inspired? Calling all marketers, creatives, and visionaries. Join SIMPA's 12th annual marketing conference, Level Up, Marketing's New Formula, happening April 17th and 18th at Hotel Indigo. Discover the latest trends in marketing innovation, sharpen your skills in hands-on workshops, and connect with global industry leaders who are changing the game. Plus, celebrate the best of Cayman's marketing and creative professionals at the SIMPA Awards Gala, honoring the brightest minds in the field. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now at simpa.ky.
Brought to you by the Department of Tourism, Airview Media, DART, Health City, Compass Media, Armada Films, Signs of Paradise, Caribbean Creations, the Department of Communications, and Radio Cayman.
Got plant problems? DOA got solutions. The Department of Agriculture is proud to launch its monthly plant clinic, taking place every second Saturday, starting April 11th. Bring your samples and get professional advice on pests, diseases, and overall plant health. Perfect for home gardeners and commercial farmers alike. Visit doa.gov.ky/latest-news to learn more.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about Disney's Aladdin Jr. It is being put on by Sir John A. Cumber Primary, and it is happening at the Harkwell Theatre this weekend. We know that the Saturday night show is now sold out, and you have a Saturday matinee show. Saturday matinee, right? Sunday matinee, my bad. Sunday matinee show that people can still check out. And we'll get into a little bit details about your tickets and stuff in just a second. But I want to go to the question that I'm asking our young actors here. What is the most challenging part of this production for you, and what has been the most fun? And Bria, I'm going to start with you.
So the most challenging part was, just like what Miss Jefferson said at the beginning, where we all didn't know what to do. We all didn't know when we were supposed to say. It was just, the script was just so new to us. So we just were doing we were sitting down in a room and just reading it out loud. Then we kept moving and moving higher. Then we moved into the hall, where it's a bigger and more open space, so we got to move around and do a lot of other things. The most rewarding part is at the end, where we all get to just act and we know what to do. We know our lines. We don't need to use a script. We can just move around freely and experiment and do what we need to do.
That's awesome. Seeing it all come together.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel you on that. All right, Miabella.
And honestly, just like Bria said, I agree with her. The most challenging part was when we didn't know our lines and we had to walk around with a script, and we sat in a room and read out the lines and we didn't know them. And I feel that it was very challenging for us to do that because we still hadn't known our movements and where to go. But the most best part and rewarding part was when we knew our lines. We can move around freely. We didn't need a script, and we could figure out our movements and really become the character that we were picked to become.
Oh, awesome. I love that answer.
I agree with all of them. That's such great answers. And also, the most challenging part was when we did not know the lines. We had to study them day and night, weekends too. And for the most rewarding part is when we just got to do what we learned from our free time when we practiced, and the practices we done, it all just comes together and forms a great cast, rehearsal, and show.
Awesome. I love that. It's great that you all have a similar feeling in seeing, okay, well, we're just figuring this out. We don't really know what's going on, but you've seen yourself develop in this role and what you have to do. And then you've seen the freedom you got with it and how you can take it further. And I think that's really amazing. And that's an underlying life lesson forever. That's something that you're going to, it's a lesson that you'll have forever in life. So that's awesome that you learn it now. What do you think in Aladdin Jr. is going to be the biggest wow moment for the audience?
That's a hard one.
Ariana has one, I think. She's ready.
Okay, go ahead, girl.
What do you think it is?
So I personally think it's Friend Like Me, because we got the costumes. The costumes look so wow. It's so like glittery. It has all the shimmer and just gives that pop, and with all the dance moves.
Yeah, and the
lighting. It just gives it. It's like when the genie pops out and says, "You ain't never had a friend like me."
Mm-hmm. Hey, and that's you, Bria.
Yes.
You're the genie.
I think it would also be Friend Like Me, because the lighting is just colorful, and the costumes have on these little gold things that when you move around, it's
like tassels, maybe.
Yeah, it like makes these little noises, like shingle noises.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh, cool.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it's really.
And we also have like these little canes. It's really fun because there's the lighting, and we get to be energetic, and we get to be ourselves. It's just really fun to sing and dance.
Okay. Do you think so? What do you think?
Yeah, I also agree with Bria. And yeah, it's really sparkly and just a big wow. But I also want to say A Whole New World is pretty great too, because we're on a magic carpet flying through the sky and singing a song with our true love. And the backdrop, it's really like nice, and it's just shows a story, and it's
I'm so glad that you said that song, A Whole New World, because that's the song that I remember.
Okay,
that's definitely the song that I remember. I'm like, the other one, I'm like, Friend Like Me.
And for A Whole New World, we're actually taking you on a magic carpet ride. We're moving through Agrabah. It's amazing.
Okay.
We've got some really cool things going on. For me, there are a lot of moments. Okay. There are moments that, I had a colleague just kind of walk in the hall and watch a scene and leave in absolute tears. There's adventure, there's romance, there's the father-daughter dynamic with the Sultan and his daughter, there's action, adventure, mystery, like it's everything. So there's a lot of beautiful moments that will captivate our audience. We're really excited to show you what we've done.
Okay, awesome. For my young actors again, was there anything about your character that surprised you once you started learning it?
I got to become a genie with magical powers. I guess. I got to become a genie with magical powers. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But one thing that surprised me, when he started saying he was a prisoner of the lamp, I was like, I'm a prisoner of the lamp. Yeah. So
interesting. So it was figuring out how to also be that prisoner.
Yeah, because at one point I was mad at Aladdin because he lied to me, and I said, "Now if you'll excuse me, I'll be in my prison cell."
Oh.
So I'm just,
It's like the genie locks himself up.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about Miabella and Ariana? Anything that surprised you about your characters?
Well, what surprised me was I never knew that he was like a street rat, because I know I watched the movie.
I didn't know this either.
I never remembered that. He steals stuff and like frames people and stuff and acts like he did nothing wrong, and I never knew that. Like it was surprising when I found out that's what he did. I thought he was just a normal guy.
He had a bit of a shady past to him. Yes. Ariana?
Well, I didn't expect anything new because I watched the movie with Jasmine exploring her palace and just being herself. But the one thing that I personally never knew was that when Aladdin and Jasmine meet up in the marketplace, just like that. Like, I thought it was gonna be they bump into each other and just start being friends. I don't know.
But they met in a marketplace? You know, they say that often you meet your soulmate and your true love in these very natural areas, like a supermarket.
Like a supermarket.
It has yet to happen to me, but
I know.
apparently. If you could swap roles with anybody, what other role do you think you would like to play?
I would definitely
Bria
want to be
knows.
Jasmine.
Bria wants to be
Definitely.
Jasmine.
Because I also auditioned for Jasmine. I really like the role of Jasmine because I get to sing a whole new world and I get to be a princess.
Oh, yes, of course.
It's really fun. And at one point, one of Jasmine's friends, has a crush on Aladdin. So
He asked Aladdin if he has a brother.
yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
she likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So I would like to be Jasmine
Okay.
too.
I like that's a good answer.
okay. Well, just being honest, I don't mean to offend you, Miss Jeannie, but I would want to be Jeannie because I would say I want to be a big, like, funny character that has a lot of energy and stuff, because I feel like mostly that's kind of my personality. So yeah, I would probably want to be Jeannie.
I don't blame you.
You know what's amazing? Even just sitting here, you have such expression, Miabella, in how you talk. There's so much expression in your face, and it's absolutely lovely to see because actors really, really need that. Sometimes I have way too much expression when I'm talking that I shouldn't have at all. So there's also, it could be a downside to it. But as an actor, it's a great thing. I love to see the expression in your face. Okay, Ariana, if you could swap roles.
Okay, so if I had to swap a role, I would either want to be Genie or Aladdin, because Aladdin gets to, like, be himself, kind of, and Genie just gets to explore, dance, be funny, and just have a big role and big emotions. Also Aladdin.
Okay,
So
I love it. Now, we only got maybe about a minute and a half left or so we do know that we have a Sunday matinee left. How can people get tickets? And if there's anything else about this production that we should know, please share with us.
Okay, how you can get tickets. You can come down to our school, Sir John A. Cumber Primary School, and go to our PTA office and speak to Miss Levin. She looks like Princess Jasmine, to be honest.
Yes.
She's a beautiful lady. And you can check her for your tickets. Tickets are only $15. We're keeping it affordable. We want people to come. We want people to come and enjoy. So yeah, PTA office, Sir John A. Cumber Primary School.
Okay, awesome. And we're almost at the very end. So now we do know it's a Disney production.
Yes.
But how do you think you have made it your own at the same time?
Just getting back to that collaborative effort. Like, we followed our vision. We use our imagination to make it come alive. I think one of the biggest scenes that we've done that's taken a lot of time is the opening scene, the marketplace scenes. There's a lot of movement. We have a lot of different agribans doing different things, buying and selling in the market. Yeah. We have beggars. We've got a fire blower. We've got fortune teller. It's a very busy place. And so, but we've come up with that together.
I love
how to
that.
really make that really interesting for the audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Disney's Aladdin Jr. is taking place at the Hartwell Theater this weekend. Saturday night is sold out, everybody, but we do have tickets left for the Sunday matinee. It's $15. Go to Sir John A. Cumber Primary PTA office and grab your tickets there.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me. We got to go to the 8 a.m. news now.
Thank
so
you too.
No
We
problem.
appreciate being here.
No problem at all. Let's take it to the 8 a.m. news, and right after that, we're going to have a talk with Miss Donna Mitchell about mind and body connection.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, no Cayman, and right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller.
This would be a real shock to our economy.
As you heard right here on Radio Cayman, MPs are heading to Parliament later this month for their last meeting before the start of a new session for 2026-27. And while there, lawmakers will consider a private member's motion related to spiking fuel costs.
Basically, what I'm asking government to consider doing is to give some temporary relief to citizens of this country in the form of a rollback of the taxes that are paid and collected by government on the consumption of fuel amongst all the utilities and for drivers as well. I'm asking also for them to consider a rollback of, cooking gas, the duties on cooking gas as well as diesel.
Georgetown MP Roy McTaggart will ask government to consider rolling those duties down to zero, at least until the end of the year as uncertainty looms for the Iran war.
It is imperative that government seek to address it and to maybe give some meaningful relief to the people of the country for the short term. These things take a while to work their way through the full effects of it. So even after a war ends and, pray God that they reopen the Strait of Hormuz and, if oil starts making its way into the refineries, it takes months for that fuel to make it down to the average citizen and, for life to return to normal.
Fellow Georgetown MP Kenneth Bryant says his side will also be asking a parliamentary question to outline the current state of fuel supplies in the Cayman Islands to give, quote, the public an understanding of where Cayman is.
The government just recently announced in the last sitting of the House the major surplus that they have, so there should be no reason why they're not able to say we're going to forego some of those revenues for the short period of time until the end of the year, which we know is only just 25 cents on each gallon. But any amount that we can give relief to the people, then we must do so.
Parliament resumes on March 27th, and you'll be able to listen to proceedings live on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM. The Ministry of Caymanian Employment says government's enforcement units remain committed to protecting vulnerable workers. This after a recent media report regarding alleged immigration and work permit irregularities involving specific individuals and businesses. The ministry says, quote, all allegations of wrongdoing and breaches of the Immigration Transition Act are taken seriously and assessed, adding that where, quote, credible evidence exists, appropriate actions are taken, including investigations, administrative measures, and referrals for prosecution. If you'd like to report immigration breaches, you can email workcomplaints@gov.ky or fill out an anonymous form at work.ky. And if you were planning to get your plant fixed this morning, you may need to stick a pin.
The Queen Elizabeth II Botanic Park will open at 1 p.m. due to internal contractor works during the morning hours. We look forward to seeing everyone at 1 o'clock and do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
Park Manager John Loris says you can keep up to date with all things Botanic Park related by making sure to follow them on socials. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. In unusually forceful political remarks, Pope Leo has said the world is being ravaged by a handful of tyrants. Speaking during a visit to Cameroon, the head of the Roman Catholic Church condemned the people who, he said, manipulated the very name of God for their own gain. The comments come amid a spat with President Trump. The Lebanese President Joseph Aoun has thanked the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a phone call for Washington's efforts to reach a ceasefire with Israel. But a short statement from the Lebanese presidency did not mention the prospect of direct talks between Mr. Aoun and the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Both President Trump and the Israeli officials have said that the two leaders could speak to each other today. The Turkish Justice Minister says 95 people have been arrested on charges ranging from spreading misleading information to praising two deadly school shootings that occurred this week in southern Turkey. Arkin Gurlik said they were looking for 35 other suspects. Ukraine's President Zelensky has led a minute's silence for the victims killed in overnight attacks by Russia. 17 people were killed by the airstrikes. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Hello, this is Roy Tatum, your Member of Parliament for Red Bay. I'm inviting you to round 2 of our listening tour on Thursday, April 16th at Seafarers Hall on Victory Avenue from 7 to 9 p.m. Come out and speak directly with me, as well as Joey Hugh, Kenneth Bryan, Roy McTaggart and Perlina McGaw-Lumsden about the issues affecting Red Bay and the everyday challenges of living in Cayman today. Your voice matters and we want to hear from you. So join us Thursday, April 16th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Seafarers Hall. See you there.
My earliest recollection when I was in high school is looking forward to Saturday mornings. Radio Cayman had my favorite show, the Top 15 Countdown. It was then hosted by Lomax Mankin and sponsored by Funky Tanks. A couple years later, I got a job there. I was able to host that same show all by myself. It would be a countdown of the 15 best-selling records on the island, one by one, till we get to the top. Those were the good old vinyl days. This is Alfred T.A. Radio Cayman. Want to wish you a happy 50th anniversary and keep on jamming till infinity and beyond.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by CG Britcade, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 81%. The barometric pressure is 29.97 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east-northeast at 12 knots. Overnight low was 78. Synopsis indicate moderate to fresh northeasterly winds with slight improvement in sea conditions as the ridge of high pressure gradually weakens over the northwest Caribbean. A small craft advisory remains in effect today, and mostly fair conditions are likely to persist as dry and stable atmosphere dominates. Radar imagery show patches of clouds and showers scattered across the Cayman area. Now the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers. This morning, gradually becoming fair during the afternoon. Temperatures will rise near the mid-80s. Winds will be northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots, and seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. A small craft advisory in effect. Tonight, mainly fair skies at first, becoming partly cloudy later on tonight, with a 30% chance of early morning showers tomorrow, and temperatures falling near the mid-70s tonight. Your winds will be northeasterly at 10 to 15 knots, and seas rough, gradually becoming moderate, with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet, becoming 3 to 5 feet later tonight. A small craft advisory is in effect. And that means small craft should exercise caution over open waters, especially along the north and east coast. Within the reef and sheltered areas, conditions may be generally less severe in open waters, but operators should continue to exercise discretion as localized choppy conditions may still develop. We're presently at a high tide, and the next low tide will be this afternoon at 2:43, with a high tide again tonight at 9:20. The sun will set this evening at 6:42 and will rise tomorrow morning at 7 minutes past 6. And the outlook is calling for pockets of moisture drifting over the islands, bringing brief showers. Otherwise, fair conditions would persist, and the high pressure over the Atlantic continues to weaken, thus light winds and seas are expected through the weekend. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
I was undercover and had just recovered the stolen artwork, but...
Aunt Angie, what does this have to do with managing my insurance?
Well, long story long. I found the art thief in France, but ended up becoming somewhat of a local celebrity. So I had to stick around for a while. But I was able to handle all my insurance needs with CG's online portal.
The online portal. Safe, convenient, simple. CG Britgay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britgay, where people come first.
Craving something bold, juicy, and packed with flavor? Introducing KFC's new crispy barbecue sandwich served on a soft, buttery brioche bun. That's 100% KFC premium chicken breast, perfectly crispy, deliciously smoky with crispy onions, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce. Just the right amount of messy in the best way possible. Stacked with layers of bold KFC flavor, this sandwich is your new obsession. But hurry, it's only at KFC for a limited time. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at any of the 3 KFC locations on island. KFC, finger licking good, just got bolder.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. The club continues to host successful community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, free site screening in schools, spelling bee, swim meets, and their community pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service for many years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look at traffic, see what's slowing and what's flowing. Looking to the east on Shamrock Road, traffic is moving at a moderate pace. And as you approach the Linford-Pearson Highway, traffic moving moderately as well. But further down on the Linford-Pearson Highway, little steady traffic, especially coming off of Bobby Thompson Way and Agnes Way. Slow-moving traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown and heading east on Cool Road. Traffic is light to moderate and traffic flowing pretty good on Edward Street and into Georgetown on Shedden Road. Turning our attention to the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is steady in both directions. And coming from the West Bay 4-way, start flowing at a moderate pace. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue traffic is flowing pretty good in both directions. Coming off of the Ashley Tibbetts Highway, steady but flowing traffic and continuing into North Sound Road. Industrial Park area moving at a moderate pace. That's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
Start your year off right with Subway's Fresh Fit menu. 4 protein-packed subs with 20 grams or more protein, under 500 calories, and loaded with full servings of crisp veggies on hearty multi-grain bread. Try the grilled chicken and avocado, the ham and turkey stacker, the seasoned steak and avocado, or the turkey and ranch delight. Big flavor, plenty of protein, and fresh veggies in every bite. Fuel your day the Fresh Fit way. Only at Subway. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
This April, experience more than fashion. Experience culture, creativity, and community. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026 returns April 23rd to the 26th. A 4-day celebration of innovation, wellness, and global excellence. From the Global Fashion Summit to the Bridal Couture Exhibition, runway shows, and the Trailblazer Awards Gala, where ideas, talent, and opportunity meet. Supporting youth through the Creative Fashion School and sustainability through Protect Our Future. Get your tickets now at CaymanInStyleFashionWeek.com. Cayman In Style Fashion Week 2026, where culture meets creativity.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and in this segment, I'm welcoming guest Donna Mitchell. We are talking about mind management, brain health, and cognitive wellness. So this is a very powerful topic that affects every one of us, the mind, the brain, and how our thoughts really shape our health, our life, the stress, and our overall well-being. I love this topic because I'm so fascinated with the power of the mind and how it can help us achieve extraordinary things, or it can actually really lead us down a very destructive path. Joining us, as I mentioned, is Donna Mitchell, a certified Canfield Trainer, lifestyle coach, yoga instructor, and founder of Lifestyles Ltd. With over 40 years of experience, Donna has helped hundreds of clients transform their lives through science-backed wellness, mindfulness, and emotional renewal. She's also the author of New Shoes, A Journey of Self-Discovery, a self-development book featuring local participant stories. Donna is with us this morning, sharing her expertise and her personal journey into mind management and cognitive wellness. Welcome, Donna. How are you doing?
Doing well, Kathy. Thank you. And thanks, Susan Watson, for bringing me back into the buzz.
Oh, it's awesome to have you.
Thank you.
You know that I reached out to you on LinkedIn when I saw a post talking about having the ability to change our minds, and it just really struck a chord in me. The post said, verbatim, "This changed my life, and my life needed changing. Learning how my mind and brain work and what I could do personally and privately to literally change my mind. Opting for optimism versus pessimism, positivity versus negativity, yielding fear and worry to trust and confidence, becoming clear, focused, more decisive." And that, like I said, that really struck a chord within me. It resonated. And I think I loved it because now, I've shared the story before, but when I broke my wrist in 2018, I shattered the life out of it, and I had just begun studying for my degree. I was absolutely shattered. I couldn't use my right hand at all for 9 months, and I was in a cast most of the time. Then when the cast came off, I couldn't use my right hand for about a year. I couldn't type. I couldn't do anything. So I'm trying to do my degree with one hand. Typing out essays. I know you can use diction, but I was really typing out as much as I could. It was really, really frustrating. And there was some classes I had to take over. There was points that I said, I just need a break in the semester. I just need a break where I don't have to continue with university right now, because I just felt very overwhelmed, a whole lot of pressure, and really no help per se for me, right? It was me helping how I could. Some friends helping with what they could get me. But I mean, even like for this year, I couldn't even drive for a period of time. So I remember lying there one evening and just so frustrated. And I reached out to my teachers and I said, I need to take a break. And they were like, no, if you do, you won't be considered to being part of the honors list. And I was like, I don't care about being part. Who cares? Nobody's looking at my resume and saying, was she an honors graduate or not? Who cares? But they were like, no, really try to hold on. And I sat there and I was like, I was frustrated with them because I'm trying to explain how I'm feeling here. And then I sat there and I was realizing all these things that I was saying to myself, which was, you can't do it. You are overwhelmed. You have no help. You have no effort. You are tired. You are being sloppy. You could do much better if you had both of your hands functioning right now. But I kept saying, I can't do it. And I realized I was training this in my mind. I kept telling myself this, and you are what you believe.
Absolutely.
And it took me a minute, and then all of a sudden I said, oh, stop, Kathy. All of this energy that you're using to negatively talk to yourself and to bring yourself down that you're not able to achieve, you can use that exact same energy to talk yourself up. I can do this. I will get it done. I do have the resources and tools to help me. I will tap into other people. And it completely changed my mind and my methods in those last couple of months of school. And then, I did get the honors.
You flipped the
part of the graduation.
The switch, absolutely.
I did, but I had to really hit a point, and it was just me just realizing, no, I'm using all this energy to say bad. Why can't I use this energy to say good?
Yeah,
and that's in so many areas of our life. We might look at something and talk down on people and talk down a situation, but when are we ever giving it life? And so that's why your post really, really resonated with me. And this is a long intro for this discussion right now, but I'm about to ask my first question for you. When did you realize the power of your mind?
In my early 20s, I was at college as well, and I'd gone through this whole process of losing weight on this program. So trying to be perfect, trying to be good. And trying to be perfect is really, really hard. And I had built up all these concepts in my mind of what a perfect person should be doing or shouldn't be doing, to the point that I actually had to go to the counselor at college, and she began to educate me on what she called cognitive disorders, where the mind is setting up these constructs of what we think is reality and what we believe to be what we need to be. And all of a sudden I realized the hard work of trying to be this perfect person needed to change. And that's when it began for me in my 20s. Fast forward to today, and if only I knew then what I know now.
Okay. A lot of major lessons then. So who do you rely on as your main sources of information when studying the mind, brain health, and cognitive wellness?
Specialist, neuroscience, because I am not a medical professional. I want all the listeners to know that right now. So a couple of people, Dr. Daniel Amen, who's penned a few books. I love that name, Dr. Amen. Dr. Caroline Leaf, fascinating woman, is a neuroscientist. You can Google her, find her all over YouTube. What I love about Dr. Leaf's work, Leaf, by the way, is how you spell her name, is she aligns science with biblical scripture, which I find fascinating. And then Herbert Benson, who began work back in the 50s about stress regulation through mind. This has been going on for eons and eons with the philosophers. So they would be the major people, Dr. Caroline Leaf in particular.
Okay. How did you... you just gave us a bunch of great names, so thank you for sharing that, because for anybody who is listening that wants to understand how to better be in alignment with their mind.
Yeah.
I think you gave some great names and resources for us to check out. So thank you for that. I know I'm going to check out some of them for sure. When did you realize that this is something that you could bring to other people and help them with?
I think I've been doing it all along, but I didn't understand the science behind it. And when I really began to dive into it and knowing that helping people change their lives, whether it's health or whatever, begins in the mind. So doing the research and then beginning to share it with people and clients and their aha moments, like they already knew it. So it's been ongoing since the beginning of my work with people without really knowing what I was doing. Kind of became clearer as I explored it more.
I understand that. Yeah. I like that. You
And
were
my own
figuring it
work.
out. Yeah. How did it change your life?
Incredibly. I remember when I first saw Dr. Caroline Leaf, I attended a little conference that Sandy Vanderbilt did for a small group of women in Cayman. And it was Dr. Leaf talking about how our brains work, how negative thoughts work, and the effect of it in our lives. And it immediately changed my lives listening to her. And I remember the moment where I was pulling out of my driveway and a driver was passing quickly in front of me. And I immediately had a negative thought and realized what that thought was doing to my brain. And it changed my life.
Well, you must have heard me talking about my road rage a lot for you to pick that up as an example.
And this is something that everybody listening, right now, it's like you can use this because it's important.
And they're stuck. A lot of people are stuck in traffic right now. So
There is. And the effect of those thoughts on your physical brain and therefore your body is impactful.
What are the effects?
Increased blood pressure, blood sugar, release of free radicals, because one of my favorite sayings is not about stress management, it's about mind management. So if we're having stressful thoughts, there are actual chemicals that are created in the brain that are released into the blood. If we're under chronic stress, for example, it might be cortisol, as compared to if we're thinking a happy thought, I'm going to have gelato, we're going to have a dopamine hit. Dopamine is like the feel good.
Yes.
You get 1,000 likes on Instagram and you're like, oh, wow, great. We get one bad report and it's this negative thought. So what happens, these chemicals are released into the bloodstream. They have a profound effect on our physical body. Cortisol, epinephrine, these are stress hormones that are going to cause blood pressure to go up, changes your blood sugar regulation, creates free radical release, and these all lead to disease.
It's so fascinating how everything is connected.
Yep.
And we don't we don't consider these things. But I love the research that is coming out, the science, the books that are out there, these kinds of discussions, because when we can make the connections, people can better see and understand what might be going on inside of them.
And the power of their mind.
Yes. Okay, so you touch as well. You teach a course about this, right?
Yep.
Can we talk a little bit what that course is, what encompasses it?
Two kind of approaches to the course. One would be for like corporate K-Man, which is called Be the CEO of Your Mind, which kind of resonates with the corporate world, and also for general population, Become a Better Mind Manager, and it really talks about the brain and the mind and what the difference are. How you can begin to become aware of what you're thinking, the effect of thoughts, of course, which we just talked about, techniques to control your mind, the impact of that, and onward.
Okay, so I love that we introduced exactly your program here. I know that there's a part of it that touches on Alzheimer's.
Yes.
And intellectual darkness.
And
intellectual darkness?
Okay,
I've never even heard of this.
That's interesting. Dr. Caroline Leaf penned that in her book in 2015. And she said, this is a neuroscientist, by 2020, there will be growing intellectual darkness amongst human beings, putting it down to face in the cell phone. So our focus has become narrow and narrow down to this little tiny device. I mean, Kathy, I drive out West Bay Road and I see people out walking for fitness, looking at their phones, about to step over a line. So as we, the brain and mind become focused smaller and smaller, not that expansiveness, the brain can actually shrink. So intellectual darkness, when we look at the advance of AI, which has got many great things about it, but I'm very, very concerned. People are using AI now to write script, to write their resume. So not using the brain means the brain is going to, like the heart muscle, it's not going to function. So intellectual darkness is people are not thinking, using their minds and their brains. They're allowing social media to dictate their thoughts, losing the ability to think for ourselves and be discerning. Very, very frightening.
That I very much agree with you on, and I can see it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I use AI all the time, almost every day in my work. And I love it. I can't just allow AI to do everything. I have to go and edit, check sources, verify information. So that's part of me being like, okay, I know better than to just trust this indefinitely. But a lot of people just trust AI indefinitely.
Yep.
And they aren't trying to challenge it, and they aren't reading up on the references that are there. And that, I mean, it's great in a research tool that, you don't have to spend hours and hours researching things. It'll bring all the research to you. But I think, as you explained, you have to read things on your own.
And if we don't use our brains and our mind, they're going to atrophy.
Yep.
And the increase in cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's and
people like to say the brain is a muscle. It's not a muscle, but people like to say the brain is a muscle. And with any muscle, the more you use it, the greater it strengthens.
Yeah.
And when you don't,
it's a physical organ.
Atrophy.
Yeah.
It'll get weak and weak and weak.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't want to see. And that's how I'm seeing AI come in with that intellectual darkness as you described.
And we can even backtrack a little bit with television and people retired sitting home watching television all day long, not using their minds, not using their brains properly, and increasing in Alzheimer's. Linked to not being actively involved with your mind, using it.
What are the other contributors to Alzheimer's?
Pardon me?
What are the other contributors to Alzheimer's?
Actually, they've done studies. Again, I'm not a medical professional, but lack of hydration. They did studies on seniors. Everybody listening, you got a grandparent or a parent. Hydration, the brain is 80% water, and they did studies where increasing water intake in a specific senior group improved cognitive functioning. Another aspect would be nutrition. People, as they get older, have tea and toast. The brain needs food. We grow up, learning that fish is brain food. Well, it's got a lot of omegas in it. There's a reason behind those sayings. Exercise. These are three major contributing factors for Alzheimer's and the onset of the diseases because they're not promoting health in the brain.
Can you explain the relationship between exercise and Alzheimer's?
Okay, so exercise would, and again, I'm not a medical professional.
No problem.
Exercise is going to increase blood flow and oxygen to the brain. Blood flow and oxygen to the brain means a healthier brain. Boom.
Okay, all right. I like it. Let's go to our very first commercial break, but we're going to get into, a lot deeper into this discussion in just a few minutes.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
This April, the Cayman Islands come alive. Capella Music Festival 2026 takes over Camana Bay Saturday, April 25th. T.I.
Ready to the checker flag, ready through the red.
Robin Thicke.
We got the magic.
Adonia, Welshie Fire, Problem Child, Spencer Crandall, Nicotine Dolls, Ziggy Ziegler, DJ Stax, and more from 12 p.m. to midnight. Get your tickets now at CapellaMusicFestival.com.
For the Health of It, heard on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and repeated on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Brought to you by UHealth International, University of Miami Health System. International patients go to UHealth International for consultations with renowned physicians, advanced treatment technologies, leading-edge medical therapies, and state-of-the-art surgical procedures. Whatever your particular reason for going to UHealth International, you will receive customized medical care delivered within a compassionate, multicultural setting. The care you need when you need it.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube.
Download
our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm speaking with Donna Mitchell of Lifestyles Ltd. We are speaking about mind and body management and how you can change your mind. All right, Donna, stress and mind management. Now, you have said that stress management is really mind management. What does that look like in everyday life? And what do we mean by mind management?
For example, coming here this morning, my first thought is, what if I get stuck in traffic? I'm going to be late.
Yes.
That's a stressful thought. So immediately there's going to be little chemicals in the brain like, oh, stress, we're under stress. We got to get to Kathy and the Buzz on time. Something as simple as that. So the stress is not something outside of ourselves, like a big Mack truck heading down the road. Stress is our response to what's going on in our lives. So what might stress me might not stress you. You might be a person, I'll get there when I get there. So stress is our response to what's happening around us. So when people say, I'm so stressed, they're having a response to work or family or finances.
Ooh, yeah. That's hard for me to accept.
Think
I believe
You'll have to
yeah.
think about it. Stress is a response to what's going on.
Yeah, because then it's like I have to be accountable.
Oh,
for the stress. Like I'm putting the stress there. But then is it irresponsible for me to say, okay, that I'm the one putting the stress here and this isn't actually stress?
It is stress because it is a response to what is happening. I think the way to handle it is not in a condemning or blaming way, but it's like recognizing your patterns. What is it that, gets that little stress bubble coming up in me? Is it being late for work? Is it managing my finances? Is it the fact that, my boyfriend hasn't called me, right? And recognizing what are the stressors, STRESSORS. What are the things that create the inner stress? There is a success principle that I was using last night in a little workshop. I am 100% responsible. When we become responsible for everything in our lives, we become empowered. So rather than the fact that I'm stressed out about work, it's like, okay, how am I responding to this? So it all works together. But I understand what you're saying. You have to think about it.
Yeah, no, it's eye-opening.
Yeah.
And it's, again, about learning to take accountability.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. We all need to learn it. It's just understanding that. And I've never considered stress to be the way I'm reacting to something. But when you made that point, we might go through a same situation. I might find it stressful, and you're like, well, that's
right.
I don't find that stressful.
Absolutely.
It didn't stress you out in any way.
Yeah.
So when we're going through these stressful situations, is there anything that you can suggest that would help us get out of it, help us recognize, and how do we get out of this pattern?
Self-awareness, first of all. You recognize what's happening with my body. Like, am I tensing up? Am I shallow breathing? Do I have a pain in my stomach, a pain in my neck? Heart palpitations. Like, stress gives us physical signs, so we know we're under stress. Some people will get cold and clammy. So recognizing the physiological, stressor, what stress is doing, and then like, wow, wait a minute, let's stop here. Let's take a deep breath in. And let's imagine that the traffic is going to flow easily up Walker's Road, and I'm going to be perfectly on time for the buzz this morning, which I was 20 minutes early. So we sit back and say, well, there I go again, worrying about this and this. I'm going to take a few deep breaths. I'm going to rethink this. I'm going to flip the switch like you did in college. I'm not going to give up, and challenge the thought. And cast down the thought, decide to change your mind. There's lots of techniques that we'll talk about on how to stop that spiraling out negative thought.
Well, let's talk about it now. What are the techniques? Because that's hard to do. We can say it, but how do we implement that?
It takes, I'm going to say it takes years of practice. And maybe some people get there quicker than other people. I'm there, and like, I never thought I would get here. Not saying I don't have negative thoughts, because I do, but I immediately think, oh wow, there you go again. Let's change the script. You can rewrite the script. So there's a lot of metaphors we can use for people listening. I'm going to rewrite my script. I'm going to rewrite my story. First of all, recognizing the thought by noticing what's happening. Consciously deciding, you know what, I'm not going to go down that path today. I'm not going to worry about what the boss thinks. I'm not going to worry about whether I've got enough money in my bank account. I am going to change my mind and believe that all is well, believe I have enough, believe everything is going well, just changing the script. So cognitively becoming aware and making the decision. And that takes time and practice. So one of the things I also share with people, and do it myself, is you need to take time every day by yourself, complete solitude, to sit for 5 or 10 minutes and think through your day. Like, how was it getting to work? What happened during the day? How did I feel about that? Am I still upset because of what somebody said at work? So you allow yourself what we call a deprocessing time. Or debriefing is another word. Usually is really good right after work. Before you come home, you're going to dive into family and kitchen and home chores. Sit down with a cup of tea for 5 minutes. 3 of my clients are doing it right now. I know Alice is listening. Alice does it first thing in the morning. She's taking 5 minutes or so to just breathe and focus on her breath before the thoughts come crashing in. As they do usually first thing in the morning, you wake up, oh, wow, it's morning. Then all of a sudden, got to get ready for work. It's going to be a rough day. Boom, stop it right there.
That's me every Tuesday and Thursday.
For sure, Yeah. Slow it down, deep breathing, just listening to your mind, the craziness of our minds, the negativity of the mind. Research from the science and experts say that 80% of people automatically default to negative thinking, like, I'm going to be late for the buzz. I think it's higher these days. I think 90% of people are automatically defaulting to negative because of what's happening in the world. There's a lot of stressors on us, and the mind is the battlefield.
That makes me really sad to hear that at least 80% of people default to negative thinking.
Immediately.
And it should not be like that. Like, how did we get to the point in life where that's where we default to, negative thinking? And there was something else that I there's a guy named Gary Vee who people really know him in like marketing and social media especially. And he's super blunt, and I think that's why I like him, because he's just a very blunt, straight up guy. And I'm like, oh, this is my cup of tea right here. But Gary Vee said, and I'd save this video and I always go back to it, all those negative thoughts and that you have in your mind and that you have about yourself, somebody else created them. Somebody put them, and you believe them, you know, and you start feeding them as well. Like, you're not good enough to do something. You're not smart enough. That could be from childhood on. That could be from your teachers, from your parents, coaches, friends, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so in a sense, I understand, okay, how we can default to negative thinking, because it's almost conditioned in us.
It
and
is
if
conditioned.
We spend years, our childhood, being teenagers, even as adults, if we're continuing that, it's not going to change overnight when we're trying to speak love into ourselves.
And the beauty about that, let's use a metaphor here that I use in one of my workshops of a house. So the beliefs are in the basement of the house. And beliefs, like you just said, Kathy, form because of what our parents, our culture, the world, our schools helped us to be part of our belief system. Oh, you're going to be successful, or you're not good enough. So those beliefs are in the basement of the house. And even though we clean up our thought life and we take action, we become successful, those old beliefs are forever there. And now and then something happens, maybe you're feeling really tired or you're overwhelmed, and that old sneaky belief can filter up. You're not good enough. You're not going to make it. I think they call it the imposter syndrome. It's a popular term around it. So we all have beliefs that are there, and they are there forever. But we can learn to override those beliefs with new beliefs.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so then are they really there forever if we're overriding them with new beliefs? We've been able to transform.
We do transform. However, what I've learned from the experts is that every memory we've ever had since the moment of birth is stored somewhere in our DNA.
There's still a root somewhere.
Yep.
Interesting. Yep. And I love that you said that, because this is something that I've shared many times on the show. A belief is just a thought that you have over and over and over again. I think I got that from listening to Abraham Hicks. I don't know if you know who Abraham Hicks is per se.
Do not.
Okay, it's what, you know, The Secret, the book The Secret?
Yes, of course.
The Secret was based on Abraham Hicks.
Yep.
And for some people it might be a little new agey, and sometimes I'm like, whoa, with some very little of the information, but it was very much about learning about manifestation, bringing things into your life and really taking control of your life by your thoughts.
Yeah.
And it just stuck with me. Yes, a belief is a thought you have over and over and over again. So if I'm continuing to have this thought, I need to stop this. And in these teachings, it was said something like, if you're holding on to a thought for 14 seconds, it's going to compound. And if you're able, under the 14 seconds, if you're able to catch it within the first 14 seconds and stop it, way less likelihood of you developing another negative thought and then another, like the domino effect of thoughts that can happen. So what I've learned in that first 14 seconds is if you can just shut that down, and that will help.
That way it doesn't repeat and create what we call a neural pathway. It's also, biblically, renew your mind. Renew your mind.
That's one of my favorite. I don't know many passages in the Bible, but that is one of my favorite.
And renewing the mind is not just every morning, it's moment by morning. Like as I'm speaking with you right now, I can have a rogue thought that goes off and says, people listening are not going to like this. Like, where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So our thoughts, as we're speaking, our minds have the ability to spiral out.
Oh, yeah.
So it's about controlling those, recognizing, like, well, there I go again. And you know what? For those listening, it not only will change your life, it brings happiness and joy by recognizing how crazy and busy our thoughts can be, and then having fun with it. Like, well, there you go again, ruminating about the fact that guy didn't call you 10 years ago, right? So all of this, it's truly liberating.
It is. And when I brought up the example of when I was doing my studies and I was telling myself, no, I can't do it. And then I said, no, the exact same energy you're saying no, use that same energy to say, yes, you can.
Yeah.
And that has still to this day, I'll remember that and I'll do that. And it's transformative for me, but I learned what I have to do per se. Yes, of course, there's times where I'm just like, I'm not able.
Yeah.
I don't have it in me, whatever it is. Okay, cool. I'll rest in that for 5 minutes, and then I have to realize, no, you can do this. You get up, you had your pity party for a minute, but you know you've done it before and you can do it again.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important. We're going to go to our next commercial break, and then we'll come back in just a couple.
Okay.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Did you know the MMR vaccine protects children against measles, mumps, and rubella, 3 highly contagious viral diseases? Measles can cause serious complications such as pneumonia and brain inflammation. Under the updated national immunization schedule, the first dose of MMR vaccine will now be given at 12 months instead of 15 months, providing earlier protection for children. Vaccination trains the immune system to fight infections, keeping family and communities healthy. Ask your healthcare provider about the updated schedule today. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Environment, and Sustainability and the Public Health Department.
Are you ready to be inspired? Calling all marketers, creatives, and visionaries. Join SIMPA's 12th annual marketing conference, Level Up, Marketing's New Formula, happening April 17th and 18th at Hotel Indigo. Discover the latest trends in marketing innovation, sharpen your skills in hands-on workshops, and connect with global industry leaders who are changing the game. Plus, celebrate the best of Cayman's marketing and creative professionals at the SIMPA Awards Gala, honoring the brightest minds in the field. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now at simpa.ky.
Brought to you by the Department of Tourism, Airview Media, DART, Health City, Compass Media, Armada Films, Signs of Paradise, Caribbean Creations, the Department of Communications, and Radio Cayman.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
I'm Kathy Miller. Welcome back to The Buzz. And in studio with me this morning is Miss Donna Mitchell of Lifestyles Ltd. We are talking about brain and body connection and how you can just learn to change your mind for the betterment of your life. We touched a lot on the mind and our thoughts that we're having. If you can help us understand the difference between the brain and the mind.
Okay, Kathy, the brain and the mind are different in that the brain is actually a physical organ that contains the mind. The mind controls the brain. So if we have thoughts, those thoughts can actually change the shape of the brain. The brain is what we call malleable. So I was thinking about an example for the listeners. Let's say you have a can of beans. The can is the brain, the beans are the mind.
Okay, I like that analogy. It's interesting. And as you just tried to explain, I want to make sure I get it right. So the thoughts that we're having, it can change the structure of your brain.
The thoughts change the structure of the brain.
And then as you also explained a little earlier, when we're having these kind of negative thoughts and whatnot, or stressful thoughts, it will be the brain that says to the body to release like the free radicals.
Well, absolutely. There's like a chemical factory in there, and the brain will release the chemicals as a result of the thought.
Okay, gotcha. Which causes the stress in us to rise, blood pressure to rise, all the rest. I like how you explain that. Now, there's also the left and right brain function.
Right.
How do those sides
Left brain
work?
is the more logical brain, like you were preparing for this today. So that's logical brain. What are the questions for Donna? Mm-hmm. The right brain will be more me, like, I wonder what I'm going to wear today. It's more expansive, more creative. And both work together. Left and right work together.
Is there anything that we do that might be shutting down parts?
Absolutely. Somebody that's, for example, logically using their logic brain too much, they're always working, always doing their to-do list, not using that creative part of their brain by, viewing the ocean or doing something creative, absolutely becomes too rigid in their thinking. No fun, no creativity.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who wants a too rigid in their thinking kind of person? That's not fun to be around for sure. But then you have the opposite as well. You have people that are very, very creative and expressive and maybe don't, follow logic.
That's right.
Per se.
I can be that person.
Trust me. I know a lot of people like that as well. So it's interesting to see how we can balance both and tap into both sides of the brain, and how men and women
absolutely
have stronger stronger sides. And I know they've said that women don't necessarily use the logical side. That is not true.
It is not true.
Not at all.
Just use the brain differently.
Yes. Yeah. It's very interesting to me. Healthy brain habits. What are practical ways that people can maintain a healthy brain at any age?
I think being aware, first of all, of the importance of this organ called the brain that contains the mind. We talked earlier about hydration, exercise, nutrition, and controlling your thoughts. So let's use an example of a sandy beach. And if you have a negative thought that you're ruminating on a lot, rumination means you're going over it and over it and over it. Let's say it's something at work and you're constantly like this coworker, you don't get along, and you're constantly thinking about it. This thought will actually create like a roadway in like sand, like tire tracks in the sand. And over time, with this repetitive thought, those sand tires in the sand get deeper and deeper. So it's really hard to get out of the negative thought pattern. Mm-hmm. So you think about this person even when you're at home. So it's important to know that you've got to get out of the sand, those grooves of negative thoughts, and create new thoughts, or else it becomes entrenched in the brain. They're called neural pathways. In the brain.
So, in the thought structures.
Yes, very important. This changed my life. Thank you, Sandy Vanderball, who introduced me to this, and Dr. Leaf. When we have a thought structure, so the Bible tells us we need to renew our minds. When we have a negative thought, there's a structure, any thought, there's a structure that grows on the end of the dendrite in the brain. That's not really important to know, except to know that every thought builds a structure. A negative thought builds a structure that looks like a thorn. This has been proven in a laboratory.
A negative thought builds a structure
on the dendrite, the end of the dendrite, that looks like a thorn. A positive thought creates a structure on the end of the dendrite, on the end of the brain cell that looks like a flourishing tree. This has been proven in a laboratory by neuroscientists. Negative thought, thorny structure. Positive thought, blossoming tree. The negative thought damages the brain, and the structure continues to grow. So the more you think that negative thought about that coworker, that negative structure grows and grows and grows, and it's really hard then to get out of that neural pathway.
This might sound kind of crazy, but the way I'm visualizing this now in my head is the negative thoughts that create the thorn at the end of that. What did you call it?
Blossoming tree.
It was at the end of there was
a dendrite.
There you go.
At the end of a brain cell. That's as far as I know. I don't know anything more about that.
That's all right. But the picture that's painted in my mind is that thorn per se on the end of the dendrite, and we have so many of them are kind of like, and this might sound crazy, stabbing into each other and hurting us.
Absolutely, they are.
But the positive thoughts were growing a garden, we're nourishing. That's growth.
This changed my life because I realized how much negative thinking I was having moment by moment. It's like, wow, there's another thorn dendrite on wow.
That's so interesting to me. Okay, so what is the structure of a negative thought? Okay, that's what you explained that part. Now there's something called ANTS, A-N-T-S.
Automatic negative thoughts, A-N-T-S. Dr. Amen kind of coined that. A-N-T-S, automatic negative thoughts. And they come up all the time for people. They bubble up, and we're not even aware of it sometimes. It could be at the grocery store. Oh my gosh, look at the price of eggs again. Mm-hmm. I can't afford to buy them. That's a negative thought, a fear thought.
how do we stop those? How do we stop those?
Awareness. Like, there I go again, worrying about whether I got enough money to pay my bills. There I go again, fretting about the coworker. There I go again, worried about whether I'm going to get to work on time. Boy, I'm just going to breathe. I'm going to believe. I'm going to imagine that I'm going to do it. So it's kind of like fear or trust.
Okay. Now, there's something that I understand as positive toxicity, where somebody might be going through something and they're just, they're whining, they're complaining or whatever, they're expressing themselves. They're very upset what they're going through. And often you'll hear, just think positive, just, have a great outcome. And, the person who might be thinking, it could be as drastic as you have a very terminal illness and you don't have that much longer to live. So I can understand, feeling away and having negative thoughts. But then again, you have the other person being like, just think positive. Yeah. God will change your situation or whatever. And it's like, is such a thing as toxic positivity per se. I guess what would you say is the difference between that, or when does that positivity become just too much that you're like, okay, you also have to be a little realistic about what's going on here?
That's a tough question to answer. I think people respond with those cliches, so to say, because they really don't know how to respond. And it's a surface response. They're not really understanding and in empathy with the person. You lose somebody and people say, oh, it's God's will.
That's a horrible thing to say
and
to somebody.
I think often it's because people don't know what to say.
Yeah. That's very interesting to me. Actually, it's good to know. And I know with some people, when they've said, I'm just so sick of people telling me to be positive about something that I have zero control over, per se, like especially if it's a disease. And I've said, man, just let it out, because if you keep that in you, it manifests into something else. It can manifest into an autoimmune disease.
Absolutely. And
that's how you do end up with other greater diseases that you cannot get rid of in your life. So I say just let it out. However you have to vent to me. Let me be your like soundboard, whatever it might be. It's not going anywhere. Just vent to me. Let it out some way.
Yeah.
I think expression is so important.
Yeah.
In whatever we're going through.
And I think if you're the person that divulges these positive statements, maybe it's time to say, hey, I just don't know what to say. I'm so sorry, but I just don't know what to say, rather than, think positive and all that.
Right, which is it's pacifying a situation per se sometimes. Walk us through your tools. What we think about grows.
What we think about
grows. The scissors of the mind.
What we think about grows. Yes. Absolutely. So if you're in the worry chair and you're worrying all the time about finances, the worry about finances is going to grow and grow and grow. And all of a sudden you're waking up at 2 a.m, 3 a.m. All the time you're thinking about, I'm not going to make it. I'm economically very, very challenged. So what we think about grows, as compared to, I'm going to believe that everything is going to be fine. I'm doing my best. I'm going to budget. So we focus on the positive things we're doing, and that will enhance that growing of I'm going to be fine, all is well. Not from a Pollyanna point of view, but from like really, that positive, this is what I'm going to do. So what we think about grows. So if you're ruminating about that coworker that you've got this angst with, it's only going to build and build and build and build.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. And I touched on that a little bit earlier. That a belief is just a thought you have over and over again. As you said, what you think about grows. And the same energy we put into a thought, a negative one, we can put as the same energy of good energy, a positive thought. It takes the same amount of energy. And it's just realizing that. What is the scissors of the mind?
I love the scissors of the mind. Again, it's a metaphor. I'm a visual person. And years ago, going through a lot of mental detoxing myself, this was introduced to me where I actually downloaded a picture of a pair of scissors and put it on my refrigerator and one on my computer. And it was a metaphor for every time you have a negative thought, you imagine just snipping that thought, cutting it out of your mind. So it's kind of like a visual tool that you can use to, there's that negative thought about my coworker. I'm going to snip that out. I'm going to cut it out of my mind. And for me, it served as a visual cue for the work that I needed to do. Like, okay, there's the scissors. You're thinking about that over and over. Snip it out, snip it out, snip it out. So using the visual cue of the scissors worked. For other people, it could be the bad apples. You have a basket of apples and there's one bad apple. For me, the bad apple was prolonged grief for many years, Kathy. And I was, introduced to this concept that, Donna, you're just carrying this grief now way too long. And I was. And that apple had to be taken out so that I could return to life again. So, it's grief, it's anger, it's resentment, it's everything. And grief, of course, is a very, what's the word for grief? It's a very, not spiritual, but it's a divine process to go through. It's very important. But if it becomes prolonged, it becomes toxic. And I was there. So that bad apple with the scissors helped me to move finally out of prolonged grief.
Okay. Thank you so much, Donna. I love that visual cue of the scissors. I think that's really, really good. So if you are struggling with thoughts in your mind, print out a picture of scissors or hang them in different areas of your home, your own scissors, and that will hopefully serve as a visual cue for you to snip that bad thought out of your mind. We had said the renewing of your mind, it's in the Bible, and I said that's one of my favorite Bible passages, and I don't know too many of them. But when I heard this years ago at the Church of God in West Bay with Pastor Miles, it was I'm trying to remember this verse now. It was, do not conform to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And for a girl that does not follow what everybody else does and doesn't follow the flow of, there's traffic and everybody will go into traffic, but nobody knows how to merge per se. They all follow one person merging way too soon and not at the end when they should be. I'm the person that's going to merge at the end. I'm not going to follow what everybody is doing. So that verse hit me in a way, and I was like, don't change because of what the world's doing.
Absolutely.
But transform yourself by renewing your mind. And that's the power that you have to do. Don't let those other outside influences take over if you can.
And there are many influences these days with social media and the news. People like intellectual darkness. Take yourself away from it. Renew your mind. Go and look at the beach. Go and look at the botanical park. Use your brain, use your mind.
Absolutely. I wish we could get into this a little bit more. We got the 9 a.m. headline news right now. I'm going to have some open line after, but thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you, Kathy.
It was lovely to have you. And for people to get in touch with you?
Lifestyles Ltd. Website, www.inspirewithdonna.com. I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Donna Mitchell, I'm around town. Everybody knows me. I've been here a long time.
Yeah, you're amazing. And you offer these courses about changing your mind. You do offer them to corporations and then
government.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I think it's awesome. I think it's something that people should look into because we all need that refresher, that reminder, and the tools and abilities and new techniques. So
thank you.
Thank you. I know I'm a little late for the headline news at 9 a.m. Thank you, Susan. So let's go to the headline news right now.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Folks in Little Cayman should plan for a power outage today. Island Energy says homes and businesses from the airport going west around the end of Little Cayman and all of Northside will be dark from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. today. In international news, Israeli airstrikes have destroyed a key bridge linking southern Lebanon with the rest of the country. Lebanese state media says the bridge was hit by 2 successive attacks. Israel says it's targeting Hezbollah, the Iran-backed militant group. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will speak to the Lebanese president today, according to an Israeli minister. Lebanon earlier cast doubt on President Donald Trump's claim that the leaders were due to hold talks. Towns and villages across southern Lebanon are being leveled by Israeli demolitions, according to BBC Verify analysis. Meanwhile, the U.S. says it has turned around 10 ships in its naval blockade of Iranian ports. And Russia launched a wave of drone and missile attacks in Ukraine on Wednesday night, killing at least 16 people and injuring about 100. 8 people were killed in the southern port city of Odessa, according to the head of the city's military administration, with attacks continuing this morning. Across the border, 2 children, 5 and 14, were killed in a Ukrainian drone attack on Russia. The strikes come after a short ceasefire took place over Orthodox Easter celebrations at the weekend, during which both sides accused one another of hundreds of violations. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and I'm just going to go over a couple of things from my show segment. I had open line on Tuesday. So I'm going to take a moment to clarify something from Tuesday's discussion on fuel pricing, because accuracy does matter. We are not the other shows. No, I'm going to not say the other shows. We are not a show where accuracy may not matter. Absolutely matters here and with me. So I did promise Mr. Arden McLean that I would do so when he called into the show on Tuesday saying he thinks I was incorrect about something. And I said, I promise to follow up when I have a next open line. So I am doing that today. So Mr. McLean was correct to challenge me on the statement, and I appreciate that, because when I went back into my notes, I indeed was wrong. It was how I wrote it out. So I appreciate him flagging that, because it allowed me to see what I did wrong and further investigate and better understand. So as we know, fuel in the Cayman Islands falls under the oversight of the Utility Regulation and Competition Office, or URCO. And under the law, prices must be what's called, quote, just, reasonable, and non-discriminatory. Now, on Tuesday's show, I said there is a capped markup per gallon. Although that was me kind of simplifying my understanding, I was incorrect. That's not technically how the law is written. What the law actually does is give URCO the authority to regulate pricing and approve how prices are determined, but it does not set out a fixed cap per gallon. So to be precise, fuel prices are not fixed, but they're subject to the regulatory oversight to ensure fairness. In the Utility Regulation and Competition Act, when it comes to URCO's power to regulate prices, the law reads as, quote, the office may regulate prices or tariffs for a prescribed sector where it considers it necessary to protect consumers and ensure that prices are fair and reasonable. The law also states, quote, the office may establish rules, methodologies, or mechanisms for determining prices or tariffs. This basically means that URCO can approve how prices are calculated. So how are they calculated? Now, I did speak to a fuel retailer here in Cayman, asking him to further clarify the pricing system. And while there is no capped markup per gallon, the fuel retailers, they agree within themselves somewhat on a loose scale of something like 50 to 80 cents profit per gallon. So each retailer can sell at what they want, but they keep their prices relatively close and they kind of agree on that margin. So that was what was explained to me by a fuel retailer here, and exactly what I just said, I sent to that fuel retailer to say, did I get this exactly right? And they gave me a thumbs up sign. So I'm hoping that was exactly, what he said to me, that I got him exactly right there, that the fuel retailers here agree on a loose scale of something like 50 to 80 cents profit per gallon. And somewhat in a nutshell, he kind of joked and said, we run gas stations to really run convenience stores. They don't really make much from gas. So it was an interesting comment. It made me laugh a little bit. So each retailer can select what they want, but they do keep their prices relatively close. Otherwise, you would go somewhere selling it 10 or 15 cents cheaper per gallon, right? That's why you're only seeing a kind of few cents per se difference with the different gas stations. So in a sense, there is an agreed markup per gallon amongst fuel retailers. It's nothing that's definite, and it's nothing as prescribed by law, but that's how they compete with each other. I definitely think that this is a topic we can get into much deeper with people who really know this industry, and I'm welcoming it. I'd love to have the conversation. So let me know if you want to set that up or if you'd be interested in it. Mr. McLean, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on and hear from you about this, because as you said, you've done a lot of work with the fuel sector here in trying to make things more fair and more transparent for consumers here in Cayman. So I welcome that. We do have open line, so I am happy to take your calls. 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp us on 925-3261. I hope, Mr. Arden McLean, if you were listening, I hope I was able to, satisfy the question that you had brought up to me, and that I was able to come back and answer properly, per se. So I think it's important, and I love having people call in and say, oh, this might have been wrong, recheck this, or this is how I understand it. It's important. We need to keep everybody in check, everybody accountable. So we need to do that. That's why we have stuff like Open Line. We need to hear different perspectives. We need to be challenged on different ideas and hopefully come together with solutions. So give me a call. Let me know what's on your mind. 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp us on 925-3261. If you were listening at the very beginning of the show, you know what some celebrations are coming ahead of us. I do have a ticket to give away for the Cayman InStyle Fashion Week for the Bridal Couture Showcase, which is going to be at the Marriott. You're going to have, it's basically like a live fashion show, a bunch of different models walking around in bridal couture. It should be absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. And I do have a ticket for this. It's a $150 ticket. So it's a pretty high value right there. I didn't tease it at the very beginning, but we do have this ticket if anybody wants to try to win it. I'm going to ask you what I think is a pretty simple question. What was the day that Radio Cayman first broadcast in the Cayman Islands? What was the day? You know we're in our anniversary year, right? If you were listening at the very beginning of the show, you will know what that date is. So that question's going to be valid until the end of the show. If anybody wants to win this ticket for Cayman InStyle Fashion Week to head to the Bridal Couture Showcase that will be at the Marriott, it's a $150 ticket. Definitely give me a call and let me know what was the day that Radio Cayman first broadcast 50 years ago. What was that date? The numbers, 1-800-534-8255, or you can WhatsApp 925-3261 with your answer, or give us a call. Or anything else you want to talk about, you can give me a call. To turn to something new, now this is a new program launching with Enterprise City that I'm going to be talking about with Enterprise City Cayman, and that's what I want to get into in this part of the open line, because we are primarily a business show, and I want to see you and Cayman in general grow in business. So if you have an idea for a startup tech company but need a little bit of help to get your idea off the ground, would you take advantage of participating in one of the world's top startup incubator programs with access to investors around the world? That's around the world, all without leaving Cayman? I'm going to ask that again. If you have an idea for a startup tech company, but you need a little bit of help to get your idea off the ground, would you take advantage of participating in one of the world's top startup incubator programs with access to investors around the world? All without leaving Cayman. I think we got a call coming in. Do we got a call? I'm seeing it on this phone here, so it could be for, somebody might want to win that ticket. We shall see, we shall see. All right, now, this is exactly what's happening at Enterprise Cayman, the nonprofit arm of Cayman Enterprise City. There is a new partnership between Enterprise Cayman and one of the most respected startup incubators in the world called DMZ. I will get into who DMZ is and why this partnership is great in just a moment. Okay, we got a call via WhatsApp, and then we got a message after that, but we got to take the call first because that's what came in first. So let me take the call. Good morning. Thank you for calling The Buzz.
Good morning, Miss Kathy. How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Listening to you, watching you.
Okay.
So, I hope I get this right. Is it the 18th of April, 1976?
No.
Oh, shucks.
Okay, but you were so close, so I gotta give somebody else a chance. You were very, very, very close. So if you can come back.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right, and
hello.
We've got there's somebody else on the call, but the WhatsApp message said on a Saturday. That doesn't. Come on, guys. But welcome. We got another caller here online. Good morning. Thanks for calling The Buzz.
Good morning.
Do you have the date?
Is it April 12th, 1976?
No, I'm sorry. Close. The other lady was closer. The first caller was closer, though. First caller was closer, so I got to let you go. And if we get somebody else calling in, then... All right, we have another call. Good morning. Thank you for calling The Buzz. And Susan, I'm going to WhatsApp you personally, so I want you to check this out right now as well. Okay. So, all right. So, to the next caller, and Susan, please check your WhatsApp right now as well. Next caller. Good morning. Thank you for calling The Buzz.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
To answer the question about the official broadcasting date.
Okay.
Was it April 12th, 1976?
No, that was just said.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't have my radio on then. Okay, thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Susan, did you check your phone yet? I need you to check your phone and verify something with me. All right. So, did you just say that on air for everybody to hear? just making sure here, guys. We're so close. I'm going to tell you the very first caller was the closest. Okay, we got another call. Go ahead. Good morning. Thank you for calling The Buzz.
Morning again.
Okay, good morning. Are you my first lady who called?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Was it April 17th?
Boom, bam, winner.
Okay.
All right.
And
remember when I said you were so close?
Yes.
And at the very beginning of the show, I said it was April 17th, which is why tomorrow we're having a real big giveaway day. So
actually, I'd heard it the day before because I was listening to something else.
Okay.
And I heard it. So I kept it in mind.
Okay, awesome. And I'm wondering where April 12th was coming from. Do we have April 12th written somewhere? Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Just because a couple of people did call with that.
Yeah.
With that.
But I do think it's the 17th.
Yeah, it is. So you're the winner. So you do win the Cayman In Style Fashion Week ticket for the Bridal Couture Show, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Looking forward to that, man.
And please stay on the line so Susan can take your information down as well, okay?
Thank you. Will do. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Congrats on winning. Oh, I love to hear that. I love to know that people are winning something, and some of my callers are really, really, really close, so I appreciate it. And I got a lot of love for Radio Cayman. I'm very happy with what Radio Cayman has been able to achieve since day one here. When Donna was in here, she said the last guest that I had, Donna Mitchell, said when she had moved to Island, she remembers just Radio Cayman and ICCI. They were the only two active stations on Island. And I think she said she's been here 36 years now. So tells you a little something right there. I think we have some history. We are very much rooted in the culture here. Okay. Congrats again to our winners. I'm going to go back to the program, the incubator program, that Enterprise Cayman is putting on. I think where I left off, I said that there is a new partnership between Enterprise Cayman and what's considered one of the most respected startup incubators in the world called DMZ. And we'll describe DMZ in just a second. But for those who might not be familiar with Cayman Enterprise City, which I'd be very surprised, we should all be very familiar with Cayman Enterprise City and what their nonprofit arm Enterprise City does in Cayman. So if you need a reminder, here it is, and taken straight from their website. They, quote, provide Caymanians and residents with access to high-quality learning experiences and opportunities to develop and launch new business ventures, to pursue careers within the technology and innovation sectors, and to join a dynamic network of industry professionals. Their key strategic focus areas are career development, entrepreneurship, and community. Much of what they do in terms of training and career development is aligned with the priority goals of the Cayman Islands government. Now, one of the biggest programs they offer is the business design competition. And through the years, we have had Enterprise City on to talk about the business design competition. We have had past winners of the business design competition. I've had them right here on the Buzz, chatting with them. Some amazing ideas that have come through some budding entrepreneurs in Cayman. So the business design competition, it helps people who have a business idea to flesh it out and refine it, getting all the things done in order for you to be able to pitch your business to get, hopefully, an investor. The competition awards the winner with a monetary sum, which is used to further develop the business. Now, once you've won the competition or participated in it, you do have the opportunity to join the Launch Lab Studios at Enterprise City. And what I thought was already an incubator program that they had. But anyways, you do get to be part of the studios, and they help businesses and entrepreneurs to scale their business. Now, there is for sure a structured, globally renowned incubator program aimed at tech startups through Enterprise Cayman's partnership with DMZ. And why does this matter? Well, to zoom out for a second, we always talk about diversifying Cayman's economy, right? Don't become too reliant on tourism or professional services. Learn how to build new industries, and technology is definitely one of them. So in reality, no country progresses without change and innovation. You don't build a modern economy without innovation. You don't build innovation without entrepreneurs. And you don't build successful entrepreneurs without structure, mentorship, and access to capital. So that's where incubators come in. So who is DMZ, and why is Enterprise Cayman partnering with them? Well, DMZ is based out of Toronto Metropolitan University in Canada, and they are considered ranked as one of the top university-based startup incubators in the world. They've worked with over 2,600 founders globally. They've helped startups raise over $3 billion in capital, and they've helped to create over 25,400 jobs. And their focus is simple but powerful. They take early stage ideas, turn them into real businesses, and get them investor ready. So we're talking about companies that go from concept to scalable global businesses. DMZ is known for being very hands-on and results-driven, and they don't focus solely on theory, but rather on execution. So DMZ and Enterprise Cayman have partnered for the Launch Labs Incubator. And this is a 14-week program designed to help entrepreneurs to build scalable, investor-ready ventures. And what's interesting about this model is that it is mostly virtual with the theory sessions, when you have to sit in the class per se and get the theory. But it's also anchored right here in Cayman with real in-person experiences. So you're getting global expertise from Toronto and kind of the local ecosystem expertise here in Cayman. The Launch Lab Incubator Program has 4 main objectives: to accelerate launch to accelerate launch and commercialization, to connect to world-class mentors and opportunities, build investor network and pitch readiness, and strengthen Cayman's startup ecosystem and global connectivity. The application window to join this 14-week Launch Labs Incubator program with DMZ, it opened last Friday, April 10th. And don't ask me when it ends, but in a couple months, I think. So if you're thinking about this, you can apply. You just go to the enterprisecayman.ky website and you can apply there. I'll give you a little bit more direction on that in just a minute. Now, anyone can apply, but it's more geared towards business projects at the early stage or growth stage of development that demonstrate potential for scalability, innovation, or meaningful market impact. As I said, it is a 14-week program and structured in 4 stages. Stage 1 is about the strategic foundations. Do you even have a real idea? Is there a market for it? Who's your customer? And stage 2 is the go-to-market and sales. So how do you actually get people to buy? How do you build a pipeline, a sales pipeline? Then stage 3 is your financial and growth strategy. How do you scale? How do you learn to go from Cayman into a different market? Regionally, how to get, regional control of your product, and then how to get even further than that, how to go really global. Can the business actually grow? And stage 4 is the execution and investor readiness. So you refine your pitch and you prepare to face investors. You are not facing investors just in Cayman. You are facing investors around the world. And remember, DMZ has helped raise over $3 billion in capital for new projects like this. So if you have a tech idea in Cayman and you need a little bit of help in figuring out how to scale and grow your business, this is an amazing, amazing program to be a part of. Along with the training sessions, the participants will also be paired with a mentor, providing feedback, guidance, and support as the venture evolves. It ends with a live pitch event to a curated audience, which includes members of the Cayman Islands Investment Angel Society, and what I hope are some of the DMZ's network of global investors as well. But that live pitch event will be right here in Cayman. And man, this program matters because one of the biggest challenges for local entrepreneurs has always been limited access to mentorship, limited access to investors, and sometimes limited exposure to global markets. Now, Cayman is really good with mentorship when it comes to mentoring students, but I don't really see so much in mentorship when it comes to business and building business. And people need that. I mean, there's some of the top CEOs around the world have all had life coaches and mentors to help them get to the next stage. So this is a great thing for Cayman. Now, we're not just building a business in Cayman. Remember, you're trying to build something that is scaling beyond Cayman, going global. So if you got a project that's just for Cayman, I don't think you're going to be the ideal fit for the Launch Lab Incubator program. But if your idea is going to span borders, absolutely go for this. These programs don't just help to create small businesses with the aim of going global, but they help to create high growth companies, and they contribute greatly to our economy. So the original question I began with, if you have a tech business idea startup, will you take advantage of participating in one of the world's top startup incubator programs with access to investors around the world? I think you should do it. Maybe you've been afraid to start. Maybe you don't know where to start, but this is where you can get your start. This is where you're going to learn how to scale, what it takes, and have the support that you need. So I was telling you, if you want to apply, you go to visit enterprisecayman.ky. There is a non-refundable $100 application fee. Go to the menu under Entrepreneurship, click the Launch Labs Studio tab, and that will take you to the incubator program. And I love supporting Cayman Enterprise City and Enterprise Cayman and what they do, because there's so much amazing growth there and support when you're trying to start a business here, when you are trying to get into the special economic zone with other businesses that are coming to Cayman that are operating out of the special economic zone. They do so much greatness really out of Cayman Enterprise City and Enterprise Cayman. I love what they do, and a lot of free training sessions. So that's enough on that. I know Susan told me I missed my break a little earlier, so we're going to put those commercials on now. I'm going to come out of the show, only 30 seconds earlier, but there's that. Have a great weekend, everybody, and don't forget, tune in with us stay with us all day today, but definitely tomorrow. You're going to get so many prizes all throughout the day on Radio Cayman. You can win. It is our official 50th year of broadcasting to the day in these beautiful Cayman Islands. On that note, have a wonderful Thursday, everybody. I'll be back with you on Tuesday.
Hello, this is Roy Tatum, your Member of Parliament for Red Bay. I'm inviting you to round 2 of our listening tour on Thursday, April 16th at Seafarers Hall on Victory Avenue from 7 to 9 p.m. Come out and speak directly with me, as well as Joey Hugh, Kenneth Bryan, Roy McTaggart, and Perlina McGaw-Lumsden about the issues affecting Red Bay and the everyday challenges of living in Cayman today. Your voice matters, and we want to hear from you. So join us Thursday, April 16th from 7 to 9 p.m. at Seafarers Hall. See you there.
Are you ready to be inspired? Calling all marketers, creatives, and visionaries. Join SIMPA's 12th annual marketing conference, Level Up, Marketing's New Formula, happening April 17th and 18th at Hotel Indigo. Discover the latest trends in marketing innovation, sharpen your skills in hands-on workshops, and connect with global industry leaders who are changing the game. Plus, celebrate the best of Cayman's marketing and creative professionals at the SIMPA Awards Gala, honoring the brightest minds in the field. Don't miss out. Secure your tickets now at simpa.ky.
Brought to you by the Department of Tourism, Airview Media, DART, Health City, Compass Media, Armada Films, Signs of Paradise, Caribbean Creations, the Department of Communications, and Radio Cayman.
The Cayman Islands Department of Tourism invites you to the 2026 Tourism Speak-Off on Wednesday, May 6 at Hotel Indigo from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Join us in supporting 4 brilliant young Caymanians as they compete in a tourism-themed debate to become the 2026 Tourism Ambassador and win incredible prizes. Contact us at competition@caymanislands.ky for more information on the event. Let's cheer on our Caymanian youth.
The 6:15 Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britke. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.